Copyright's an interesting thing. You've got to cast your mind back to the very early days of music. Now we're talking here Mozart and, these classical pieces. Don't think about the digital world when you're thinking about music copyright. It's easier to think about it in the style of sheet music, actually duplicating print music and going into people's homes to perform on, say, a violin or a piano, and actually physically going there to entertain people. If you cast your mind back to that world, you'll get the grasp of copyright. So essentially, a composer produces a piece of music that they write onto sheet music. They then take that to a company who says, right, we will publish that music, i.e. we will print that in a lot of different versions, and at that time print was very expensive, so the publisher will pay for the cost of printing and then will distribute that out to other musicians who might want to play that music. Now the publisher says, right, we're going to charge that musician for each time they want to play it. And so that concept of the right to copy and reproduce the music stems from that historical time when you were actually duplicating sheet music and making copies of it. So another thing with copyright is the concept of a public performance versus a performance which is you on your own playing the piano in your own home. If we again cast our mind back to Mozart, Beethoven, etc., you as a household owner owns a piano and you buy some sheet music and you play the piano in your own home, and that's fine. You've purchased the piece of music from the sheet, and that a slice of that money goes back to the publisher and it goes back to the original composer. But what happens when you, say, hire a composer for a party you're having to play in a public space? That musician needs some sheet music in order to play, but the publisher says, hang on, if you're playing that to a lot of people in the public, we're going to charge you a little bit more to allow us to use that piece of music and to have it played. So the concept there of different types of copyright and different types of licensing starts to get established. So the publisher is granting a license for personal household use and granting a license for public performance. And then as we expand on that, and as time develops, you have different types of public performance. You have something in a theatre or a public space, but then television comes along, and that's a different type of public performance. That performance is being broadcast on television. And so as we progress through the ages and different types of performance comes along, so the publisher charges a fee and a license for different types of public performance. And that's where we come to today, when you're right up to speed and we're talking about YouTube videos and those third-party copyright notices, because effectively what you're doing on YouTube is you're creating a public performance. And how that works on YouTube we'll get onto in the later episode.